Good morning, Principal Ma'am, beloved teachers, and my dear students. Warm greetings to one and all. On behalf of Kamla Nehru Public School, I extend a very sincere warm welcome to all of you present here and also extend a note of thank you to our worthy Principal Ma'am, Miss Paramjeet Kaur Dhillon. Strong leadership is the foundation of school success, and without you, that would not be possible. Thank you, ma'am, for coming and for inspiring the students to achieve their dreams every single day. Dear Principal, ma'am, before starting the session, I would like to invite one of our student, Tia Sharma, for starting an event with a beautiful prayer. Tia Sharma, please come.
Good morning, ma'am. Dear God, I come before you today to seek mercy and healing. Have mercy on your children who are infected with coronavirus. You alone can restore their health, heal them, and make them whole again. Give them the strength to carry on. Comfort them in these scary times of their life. Heal those who are sick and protect those who are not. Reveal to us how we can partner together to reach the needs of those around us. Calm our fears, fill us with your hope, joy, and peace. Thank you for all the blessings in our life, big and small. Thank you for surrounding us with people who love and care about us. Amen.
Thank you so much, Tia, for this beautiful prayer. Our principal, ma'am, Miss Paramjeet Kaur Dhillon, you are our leader. You show motherly love, give fatherly confidence. Your endless care, guidance, and support prove that you are a great leader. We are really blessed to have a principal like you. With a thankful heart, we welcome you, dear ma'am. Ma'am, please.
Thank you, Shefali. I take this opportunity to thank you for all those wonderful words, all words of praise which you spoke just now. It makes me emotional and sentimental because I am not with you all. I'm far away in my house. I'm far away and connecting with you online. I wish things were perfectly all right, things were normal, and we all were there in our school, and I would have been addressing you in the ATL lab or the school auditorium. But let's accept the will of God, the way it had to be, the way it is. Pandemic was there to be, and pandemic is there. We only hope and pray that pandemic is not there to stay. Because, time passes. Every night we have, the next day is followed by a bright morning, a bright day. So we are there in this pandemic together, and we'll come out of this pandemic together. My dear children, my lovely grade 9 students, my dear boys and girls, and the parents, I'm sure some of them might surely have joined. Here am I to talk to you all. And what do you think is the purpose? The purpose of talking to my 15 years, 14 and a half years, some of them, nearly 16 years old boys and girls, was to connect with you. What if we cannot physically connect and shake hands? What if I cannot give you a pat on your back, which I love to you? What if I cannot throw a smile left and right when you were walking in the corridor and you were a little naughty, a little shout here, a little laughter there? But we can connect. We can connect virtually. Look, we are so thankful to God for all this blessings. Microsoft Teams and being a showcase school has been really, really good for us. Imagine there are hundreds and thousands of schools all over India, and people cannot connect. And the classes have come to a stay. They are deprived of learning, and education is right of a child. And we are thankful to these beloved teachers you have. So beautifully they have prepared their lessons. So interesting, lessons they have prepared. Children, it wasn't easy, you're so good at these devices, you're so good at internet, but coming to us as teachers and specifically to your principal, it has been very, very challenging to accept online method of teaching and understanding and, preparing our lessons. But then for our students in our school, we believe students first. So you're first for us. Our own personal interest, our own thoughts, everything is secondary in our school, and students first is a policy we believe in. We prepared a lesson, we planned and we learned from each other, we executed, we practiced, and there was remote learning in our school right from 2nd of April. And even in the metropolitan cities, they started somewhere in July when they went in for the training sessions. We began early and we succeeded fast. And we all moved in this unknown path of remote learning. So why am I sharing this with you? Children, planning is very, very important in life. Your examinations are around the corner. And if you can plan well, and in your planning, what are the plans possible? Your planning is all about revision. Your planning is all about practicing what you have learned. Your planning is all about attending every class your teachers are conducting for you. Your planning is all about, just joining and walking away and let the computer or your laptop or your mobile be all by itself and you are not actually physically being present as such, even in your virtual class. Your planning is all about sincerity. Your planning is all about here, being strong in your mind. Your planning is all the vision which you have visualized. Grade 8th was an easy class. And moving to ninth, we had the sciences, all, physics, chemistry, biology, and everything, or even the social studies. We went in for typically, the history, the civics, the economics, and so on. And then the level of grade 8th is pretty easy compared to the grade 9th. And in grade 9th, all of a sudden we start saying, "Ab bade ho gaye ho, bade bacche ho, kehna suno, ye karo." And hearts of hearts, it's only one class moving up. It is not a year moving up, you haven't cleared the ninth class. So it's just few months. Right now, it is 10 months you've been in ninth class. And then with so many children in our school who have joined the ninth class for the first time, and some of you are there from kindergarten, you know the culture of the school. But my beloved new students, they joined this academic session. And what a challenging start. But then the best decision which they have taken or the parents have taken is to join the school where remote learning is par excellence, where teachers are working very, very hard, where teachers are so sympathetic, so caring, so understanding for each one of you. That's the culture of our school. Thanks to the coordinator Vibha, thanks to all the teachers who are teaching ninth class for being so wonderful leaders in the classroom, for being those change agents in adopting the change which was required to go in for learning to continue in the classroom. So children, with all this, why do I keep on repeating many things again? The reason is we need to understand why all this, the reason why we should continue with all this, and the reason how we have to make ourselves strong from right inside, how we have to think in a different manner because times are not the same. Times are unprecedented. But what an incredible time when we can encash this in terms of opportunity. And talking about opportunity, you just recall, last March, how you were. And now in December, what have you learned? You have learned to use all these devices so beautifully. When your evaluation of September happened, you learned to use so many IT tools. Your coordinators and your teachers don't stop praising you. They keep on praising, madam. They handle the devices so beautifully. They shared the screen so beautifully. Ma'am, they gave the presentation so beautifully. You learned number of IT tools. You learned to collaborate. You learned the best communication skills. And children, these are the skills of 21st century. And these are the ones you need to learn for tomorrow's world of employment. If you think with poor communication skills, with poor IT skills, you would be able to do a great job when you take up your profession as such. We are mistaken. For a new world where IT would be the leveler, where IT would be the one which would be the most important thing, there your skills, all these skills are required. When we talk about 21st century skills, is also about solving real life problems. We might have problems, but we have to solve it. So what is the present day real life problem? Finding a vaccination for COVID. People put their heads together, the scientists, the pharmaceutical companies, everybody put their heads together, the doctors put their heads together, these are the symptoms, this is what it is. And then we did find a vaccine. It is on trial in England, in America, and also the trial here in India also. Few states have been picked up where the trial will go. Obviously, the doctors first, and then the police forces and the army and the CRPF, all these frontline workers would be the first, followed by the common person like you and me and the families and everybody. It's a big, big country and it might take few months. Now the uncertainty of COVID is what troubles us the most. ये कब खत्म होगा? School कब खुलेंगे? क्यों नहीं खुल रहे हैं school? Children, we can't give an answer to you. All right. This vaccination, 2 doses are required with a gap of, I think so, it's 3 weeks to 4 weeks. All right. So the entire country getting vaccinated and also 2 doses of vaccination to make sure. It might take some time. We might open up in the next 2 months. We may not open up in the next 2 months. And even if we open up, it would be hybrid learning. Some of you would have to sit at home and some of you would be coming in the classes. And then we need permission from your parents. Those who give their consent to come to the school would come to the school. And those parents who say कि नहीं मेरा बच्चा घर पे बैठ के पढ़ेगा, उसका बच्चा घर पे बैठ के पढ़ेगा. Parents are so concerned about the children and so are we. आपको बहुत समझाते हैं पर जब आप स्कूल में LOC पे साइन करने आते हैं फिर आप लोग करीब करीब हो जाते हैं. बच्चे जिस घर में ये प्रॉब्लम आई है, जिस फैमिली ने have lost the beloved person of the family, जिसके यहाँ कोई चला गया, वहाँ सबसे ज्यादा परेशानी है. वो समझते हैं कोविड का दुख. हम लोग सोच लेते हैं ये हमारे लिए नहीं है, पर कोविड तो कास्ट कलर क्रीड किसी को भी नहीं देखता, किसी को भी इन्फेक्शन हो सकता है. सो इट्स ऑलवेज प्रिवेंशन इज बेटर देन क्योर. आप हमारे बच्चे हैं, हमें आप बहुत प्यारे लगते हैं, हम आपको बार बार ये कहते रहते हैं और आप बार बार कभी चूक जाते हैं, कभी मान लेते हैं. स्कूल खुलेगा तो बहुत प्रिकॉशंस लेने पड़ेंगे. लेकिन आपका फाइनल एग्जाम जो होगा वो रिटन पेपर होगा, 3 आवर्स पेपर होगा और उसकी तो कोई बात ही नहीं है. 8वीं क्लास तक आपने 3-3 घंटे के पेपर दिए हैं. सो दैट्स नथिंग न्यू फॉर एनी वन ऑफ यू. All right, so all of you know that you have to sit for 3 hours. So you better start writing before you say कि मुझसे लिखा नहीं गया, मैंने कभी लिखा नहीं था. ये सब आपकी जिम्मेवारी है, इसकी प्रैक्टिस करते रहिए. So apart from this, I had many other things to talk about. इतने दिन हो गए आपसे बात नहीं करी तो बहुत सारा दिल में और दिमाग में बातें हैं कि मैंने बच्चों से ये बात करनी है. You are a dear ones. 9 to 12 तो प्रिंसिपल के फेवरेट क्लासेस हो जाते हैं. 9th इसलिए कि 10th बोर्ड क्लास है. So बोर्ड क्लास we really want you to do very well. और फिर 11th इसलिए क्योंकि 12th बोर्ड क्लास है और 10th और 12th तो वैसे ही बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट क्लासेस होती हैं. सो दिस लास्ट 4 years ऑफ द स्कूल आर वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. इसमें आपने सीखना है कि 10वीं में कैसे प्रिपेयर करना है और कैसे पढ़ना होता है. वही प्रिपरेशन हम 9th में करते हैं. सपने लेके आते हैं, हम 9th क्लास में बड़े हो गए हैं, 9th क्लास में चले गए हैं, तो इस बार के जो सपने हैं थोड़े कोविड ने उनको धुंधला कर दिया. But do not worry, my dear children. You are aware what has happened. Means again, when we look back, so many things we have learned during these difficult times. Uh, one important thing is that we have to have a very positive attitude. We don't have to be crybabies. बहुत बुरा हो गया, कोविड हो गया, मुझे बिल्कुल अच्छा नहीं लगता, मैं अपने फ्रेंड से नहीं मिल सकता, दिन भर घर में रहना पड़ता है, मम्मी पापा के सामने रहना पड़ता है, फैमिली टाइम मिला है. In all these 15 years, you have never stayed for 24 hours together at your place with your parents. ये वक्त ईश्वर ने बनाया है कि हम लोग आपस में भी बहुत इकट्ठे हो जाएं और मिल के रहना शुरू कर दें. मिल के तो रहते थे और प्यार बढ़ा लें, एक दूसरे को समझ जाएं. इस कोविड टाइम्स में अगर आपके पेरेंट्स आपका ध्यान रख रहे हैं तो आपका भी फर्ज बनता है कि आप भी अपने पेरेंट्स का ध्यान रखें. परेशान नहीं करना है पेरेंट्स को, अलग अलग किस्म की रिक्वायरमेंट्स नहीं पुट अप करनी, मुझे ये चाहिए, मुझे वो चाहिए. पेरेंट्स अपना काम कर रहे हैं, कोई बिजनेस कर रहा है, कोई जॉब कर रहा है, उनके अपने चैलेंजेस हैं, उसमें आप भी चैलेंज लेके आएंगे, मुश्किल हो जाएगा. तो ध्यान से सब्र के साथ इस वक्त को पास कर लीजिए. हर वक्त खत्म होता है, हर बीमारी खत्म हो जाती है. ट्यूबरक्लोसिस आई थी, बहुत लोगों को परेशानी होती थी, वो भी ठीक होगी, उसका भी वैक्सीनेशन आ गया. यू टॉक अबाउट एड्स, यू टॉक अबाउट पोलियो. पोलियो से कितना परेशानी होती थी एक एक बच्चे को, किसी के, हाउ इट इज अफेक्टेड, इट अफेक्ट्स द बॉडी, योर लेग्स एंड एवरीथिंग. सो वो भी, उसका भी वैक्सीनेशन आ गया. वैक्सीनेशन लग जाता है तो नहीं होता. इसी तरह से कोविड भी चला जाएगा. लेकिन जो एंजाइटी है, जो टेंशन है, जो परेशानी है, उससे हमें कैसे फाइट करना है वो डिस्कस करते हैं अब हम. जो हमारे हाथ में है, व्हाट इज देयर इन आवर हैंड्स, उसको कंट्रोल करेंगे. जो हमारे हाथ में नहीं है उसके लिए हम रोएंगे, परेशान और चिंता नहीं करेंगे. हमारे हाथ में है कि हमने मास्क पहनना है, हमारे हाथ में है कि हमने सैनिटाइज करना है, हमारे हाथ में ये है कि हम अपने फ्रेंड्स के ना तो गले लगेंगे, ना शेक हैंड्स करेंगे, ना कंधों पे हाथ रखेंगे. शोल्डर पे हाथ रख के चलना कितना अच्छा लगता है बच्चों को, वो हम नहीं करेंगे. दैट इज आवर कंट्रोल. हम प्रिकॉशंस लेंगे, हम प्रिवेंशंस अडॉप्ट करेंगे, वो हमें करना बहुत जरूरी है. दैट्स इन आवर हैंड. और हम क्या करेंगे, हमने अपनी बॉडी को स्ट्रॉन्ग बनाना है. स्ट्रॉन्ग कैसे बनाते हैं? वन इज द फर्स्ट एंड द फॉरमोस्ट इज दैट वी शुड बी ईटिंग वेल. सही खाना खाना है. हिंदुस्तानी खाना बहुत अच्छा होता है. ये दाल रोटी सब्जी, ये सारे जो खाने होते हैं ये बहुत अच्छे होते हैं. सो प्लीज ईट व्हाट योर पेरेंट्स, व्हाट योर मदर इज कुकिंग फॉर यू. बाहर का खाना है, बाहर ये जाना है, वो खाना है, वी हैव टू अवॉइड इट. प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड. आप बहुत ही होनहार बच्चे हैं, आप समझते हैं हम आपसे क्या बोल रहे हैं, तो प्लीज इन सबको जरूर जरूर फॉलो कीजिए. यू आर ग्रेट चिल्ड्रन, यू आर वंडरफुल चिल्ड्रन. हमने अपनी जिंदगी में ऐसा टाइम नहीं देखा, एंड वी हैव लिव्ड सो मेनी मोर इयर्स देन यू. आप के लिए और भी मुश्किल होगा, क्योंकि आपका दिल ज्यादा करता होगा कि हम भाग के एक बार, बॉयज वुड से हम एक बार फुटबॉल खेल के आ जाएं. गर्ल्स वुड से आई जस्ट वांट टू गो टू माय फ्रेंड्स हाउस, और इवन आई वांट टू प्ले. फाइन, पर वो नहीं हो सकता. अभी हमने अपने आप को कंट्रोल करना है. सो हम बात कर रहे हैं एंजाइटी की, और एंजाइटी को फाइट कैसे करना है. राइट फूड एंड देन एक्सरसाइज. एक्सरसाइज में आप घर पे जो कर सकते हैं करिए. आप योगा कर सकते हैं, योगा करिए. आप एक जगह खड़े होकर जॉगिंग करिए, आप स्किपिंग कीजिए, आप अपने घर में वॉकिंग करिए. एक एंड से दूसरे एंड तक, जगह नहीं है छत पे जाइए, देखिए कैसे आप वॉकिंग कर सकते हैं. वॉकिंग ज़रूर कीजिए. ओपन द विंडो, या छत पे जाके धूप के वक्त आप लंबी लंबी सांसें लीजिए. ऑक्सीजन अंदर जाना ज़रूरी है, जाना चाहिए. बॉडी की ऑक्सीजन कम नहीं होनी चाहिए. ये सब बातें तो हम टेक इट फॉर ग्रांटेड लेते थे. हम कहते थे ये तो सब हो ही रहना, सांस ले रहे हैं, ऑक्सीजन जा रही है. लेकिन अब सर्दियां आ गई हैं, खिड़की दरवाजे भी बंद कर लेते हैं सर्दियों की वजह से. जब दोपहर हो तो खोल दीजिए कभी कभी, और उस खिड़की के पास बैठ के take long deep breaths. It is important. Please make sure, and then the right food, right exercise, and sleep well. आप आराम से सोइए भी, कम से कम 6 to 7 hours up, please, every day you must sleep. It is important, you know. रेस्ट करेगी बॉडी तो रिकूप कर सकती है, कोई चैलेंजेस आएंगे तो उसको फेस कर सकती है. सोशली अगर हम पर्सनली जाके नहीं कनेक्ट कर सकते अपने फ्रेंड्स को, हम फ़ोन कर सकते हैं, हम फेस टाइम कर सकते हैं. हमने आइसोलेशन में नहीं रहना कि कोविड आ गया हूं तो मैं किसी नाल गले नहीं करनी, बस मैं हूं किसी नाल बोलना नहीं है. डोंट डू दैट.
मैम
Yes, I'll be talking. Let me speak a little more, and then I'll wait for your questions. I'll listen to your questions and I'll give an answer. I thought I'll just speak a few more points with you, and then definitely we'll have the question asked session as such. So time management is very important. बेटे ये बातें तो छोटी छोटी होती हैं लेकिन बोलना जरूर होता है. I want to tell you again, time management is important. अपना रूटीन बना के रखिए. सुबह उसी टाइम उठना है, फिर उसके बाद नहाना है, फिर उसके बाद क्लास अटेंड करनी है. आपकी जो वर्चुअल क्लासेस हो रही हैं उसको आप अटेंड करिए, और वर्चुअल क्लासेस के बाद अपना जो आपका सिस्टम है खाने पीने का, ब्रेकफास्ट एंड लंच एंड डिनर एंड एवरीथिंग, उस रूटीन को फॉलो करिए. और आपका अपना टाइम टेबल, मैंने सेल्फ स्टडी कब करनी है, व्हेन एम आई गोइंग टू डू माई रिविजन, वो तो इम्पॉर्टेंट है ना. 9 से हमने 10th में जाना है ना. 10th में ऐसे कोविड है इसलिए हर बच्चा तो 10th में नहीं जाएगा ना. जो बच्चा पढ़ेगा वही 10th में जाएगा. जो नहीं पढ़ेगा कितना अफसोस होगा, कितना बुरा लगेगा पेरेंट्स को, कितना बुरा लगेगा टीचर्स को, कितना बुरा लगेगा प्रिंसिपल को. हर बच्चा नेक्स्ट क्लास में जाना जरूरी है, इसलिए हर बच्चे को पढ़ना है कि वो नेक्स्ट क्लास में चला जाए. और आपका बहुत टाइम अगर स्क्रीन पे हो रहा है तो आपने देखना है उसको कैसे कम करना है. आप गेम्स और बाकी सब चीज़ें छोड़ दीजिए, सोशल मीडिया छोड़ दीजिए. यू नो, हैड इट बीन योर रेगुलर डेज तो हमने कह देना था कि अब घर में टेलीविज़न बंद कर दो, मोबाइल फ़ोन बंद कर दीजिए, प्लीज़ बच्चों को पढ़ने दीजिए, पेरेंट्स को रिक्वेस्ट करना था. लेकिन अब वही मोबाइल फ़ोन, वही लैपटॉप, वही डेस्कटॉप हमारा ज़रिया है पढ़ाई का. सो वी कांट इवन से दैट. ऐसे में हमारे decisions become very very important. I should be doing this and I should not be doing this would be the responsibility of the child. When I talk to about 21st century तो उसमें एक और important skill है, that is self regulation. Self regulation पे हमेशा हम बात करते हैं कि you are responsible for your success and you are responsible for not performing so well. ये आपकी जिम्मेवारी है. पेरेंट्स आपसे कहें पढ़ लो, not a good idea. टीचर्स आपसे कहें पढ़ लो, नॉट अ गुड आइडिया. आप बड़े हो गए हैं, आप अब 15 इयर्स के हो गए हैं, तो आपकी जिम्मेवारी है कि भाई मेरे लिए पढ़ाई ज़रूरी है इसलिए मैं पढ़ लूँ. सो प्लीज़ मेक श्योर दैट आप सेल्फ रेगुलेट करें, अपना टाइम टेबल बनाएं, अपने हिसाब से पढ़ें, और कोई भी चीज़ आपको डिस्टर्ब, डिस्ट्रैक्ट या अपसेट ना करे. खुश रहेंगे. हैप्पी चिल्ड्रन मेक अ हैप्पी सोसाइटी, हैप्पी चिल्ड्रन मेक अ हैप्पी फैमिली. आप खुश रहेंगे, आपका परिवार खुश रहेगा, आप पढ़ाई कर पाएंगे. अगर आप हैप्पी नहीं रहेंगे, परेशान होते रहेंगे, तो पूरे घर में माहौल अच्छा नहीं रहेगा और पढ़ाई का माहौल नहीं रहेगा. सो प्लीज़ टेक केयर ऑफ योर एकेडमिक्स. खुद भी पढ़िए, पेरेंट्स की भी हेल्प करिए, उनका भी ध्यान रखिए, अच्छे से बातचीत करिए. और अब रिमोट लर्निंग में मतलब सीबीएसई ने अब कहा है कि ये चाहे रिमोट लर्निंग हो चाहे रेगुलर क्लासेस हो, पर कॉन्सेप्ट बेस्ड होएगा. पहले हम क्या करते थे, रोट लर्निंग करते थे, बाई हार्ट कर लेते क्वेश्चन का आंसर और वही का वही लिख देते थे, हमें समझ में आए या ना आए. Whether we understood or we did not understand an answer to a question, all we would do was just write it down. And the moment the exam was over, सब भूल गए क्या पढ़ा था, पता ही नहीं, वो तो 8th में पढ़ा था, याद ही नहीं है. वो तब नहीं याद रहता जब हम वी स्टडी फॉर द सेक ऑफ एग्जामिनेशंस, एंड सच स्टडीज इज नोन एज रोट लर्निंग. बट अगर आप समझ के पढ़ेंगे, हर क्वेश्चन के आंसर को समझ लेंगे, आप जिंदगी भर नहीं भूलेंगे. सो दैट्स नोन एज कॉन्सेप्ट बेस्ड लर्निंग, और सीबीएसई ने कहा है कॉन्सेप्ट बेस्ड. तो ऊपर ऊपर से सुपरफिशियल स्टडी नहीं चल पाएगी. आप प्लीज़ अपने लेसन्स को अच्छे से पढ़िए. वो लाइनें जो लेसन्स में हैं जो इम्पोर्टेंट है उसको अंडरलाइन कर लीजिए पेंसिल के साथ, सो दैट यू कैन स्टडी. आई एम श्योर योर टीचर्स आर गिविंग यू लॉट्स ऑफ गाइडेंस व्हेन इट कम्स टू ऑल दीज थिंग्स. और I take this opportunity to wish you good luck. for your examination. Your results are also there around the corner. फिर उसके बाद हमने बहुत सारा रिवीजन करना है, शॉर्ट क्वेश्चंस, 2 marks, 3 marks, 4 marks, 8 marks, 6 marks, जो भी आपके क्वेश्चंस का डिवाइड किया हुआ है CBSE ने, वो हमने सब कुछ वैसे ही करना है. So God bless you, and thank you so much for being such patient listeners. And if you have any questions or queries, I'm here to answer them, my children. Or thanks to all the parents who joined. और अगर parents भी कुछ पूछना चाहते हैं तो वो भी पूछ सकते हैं. Thank you so much. Yes, we can go ahead with the questions, please.
Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, we have some students with us who wants to share their experience, ma'am. So one by one, I would like to call them. First, I request Harvinder to please unmute.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah, good morning.
Respected Principal Ma'am, teachers, and all my dear friends, a very warm good morning to all of you. I am Harvinder Kaur from grade 9C. I am here to talk about my precious experience of remote learning journey. Joining these remote learning sessions is so enjoyable and interesting. The best part is well-being involved. In well-being, students interact with each other and with teachers. All students play games, have fun, and a lot of jokes are there. The way everyone talks with each other is so sweet. Teachers encourages the students to take an opportunity to speak whatever students want. Teachers always try to make every day special and full of happiness. All the teachers are very nice, and the way they talk with their students is really fantastic that I like the most. On other side, regular online classes is also such a brilliant idea in this pandemic time to teach the students for their future and betterment. And thank you so much, Principal Ma'am, to give me an opportunity to speak. And thank you, everyone.
So thank you, Harvinder. God bless you. Remember, God bless you, my dear, and keep working very hard. We are doing a level best so that all of us can come out of this pandemic time. God bless you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We have Jasmine Kaur. She is a new student who joined us this year only, and she is also very excited to share her experience. Jasmine, please unmute yourself and continue.
Good morning, Principal Ma'am.
Good morning, Jasmine.
A very warm good morning to respected teachers and my dear friends. I am Jasmine of Kamla Nehru Public School of Grade 9th B. Today I am here to share my experience on my remote learning journey. Any crisis can't stop us from remote learning in our Kamla Nehru Public School. Remote learning is very interesting and flexible. Remote learning had made me independent. I have learned so many new apps like Kahoot, Adobe Spark, Skype, Flipgrid, Twitter, etc. I have made many PowerPoint presentations and Adobe web page. I had a conversation with international teacher through Skype. It was really enjoyable and interesting. I started my own YouTube channel and uploaded my all activities that I did through remote learning. I also took part in Vigyan Prasar science experiment. I did bricks math competition and hour of code challenge. I prepared sway on different subjects for my midterm examination. I also prepared PowerPoint presentation on COVID-19 Independence Day and for my social science disaster management project. I gained lot of confidence while making all these activities. This all thanks to Principal Ma'am and my respected teachers. I am very happy that I have chosen the Kamla Nehru Public School. Thank you all for this acknowledgement. Have a nice day ahead.
God bless you, Jasmine. See, in these 10 months, look at the amount of empowerment you have, the amount of IT skills you have developed. Yes, this was one of our focus, that what if we cannot go to the school, but some enhancement of the skills need to take place. And that's why we had examination, which was friendly examination, which was extended examination, where you all were taught to use various tools. And congratulations and all my compliments for your YouTube channel. God bless you. I'm loving that. Keep it up. This is the future, and I have a wonderful future in grade 9 students. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We have with us Hariom. Hariom was around 300 kilometers away from us during this remote learning, and he is also very, very excited to give his experience, to tell his experience, how he was connected with us when he was so far. I request Hariom. Hariom, please unmute yourself, Pete.
Okay.
Hariom, I request you to please unmute. I think there is some technical glitch at his hand, and I request now Manreet. She is our old student. She is with us from so many years, and she is also very excited to share her experience. Manreet, please unmute yourself.
Good morning, everyone. Myself, Manreet Kaur, talking about my remote learning experience. It was and it is going really astonishing. Remote learning is fun. Regular online classes are very enjoyable and knowledgeable. Along with that, we have virtual office hours, which I feel is a great opportunity where we can clear all our queries and get a better understanding about the sessions. Remote learning has enhanced my writing and speaking skills. As till now, in my remote learning journey, I have written a great number of points and made a lot of videos on different issues such as COVID-19 in all the three languages. I have attended many webinars organized by my school and have attended many competitions. Never stop learning, as life never stops teaching. This is what exactly remote learning is all about. In the time of pandemic too, our Kamla Nehru Public School made learning possible and in such a great way. For this, I am really thankful to worthy Principal Ma'am along with all my hardworking teachers who are the pillar for this remote learning. Thank you.
Thank you, Manreet. I'm so glad you've made so many videos, you have learned so many IT skills, you've become more confident. Keep it up. And life is all about learning, and life makes us learn also, as you rightly said. So God bless you. Take care and move ahead in life. I see Hariom has written that he could not unmute. Just look into it if he can unmute himself.
Yes, ma'am. We have with us Gurveer, who yesterday called me and said, "Ma'am, please give me this opportunity. I am also an old student of the school, but I really, really want to share my experience with ma'am." And I said, "Okay, we will surely." Give chance to each and every student who wants to share experience. Gurveer, I request you to please unmute and share your experience.
A really warm good morning to one and all present here. I, Gurveer, student of 9P, want to give an insight on remote learning based on my personal experience. My experience was quite of a roller coaster ride. My thoughts and feelings were all over the place throughout this journey. Initially, I was in a kind of dilemma and nervous about how this concept of online classes will work out. But as the days went by, the knot of my confusion went on untangling itself. The studies, the assignments, tests were all structured much better than I have expected. Group work was also being done side by side. I also got to play the role of a leader, which I consider a lifelong lesson. I got to feel the emotions and the hard work being put while being in charge of something. Now, talking about some of the integral parts of these online classes. Virtual office hours is the extra time slot given after attending our lessons, in which we can clear all of our doubts regarding the studies. Attendance classes, which not only helped in augmenting my attendance percentage but also enhanced my punctuality. Workshops, which were conducted to teach us some of the applications that I have never even heard of, hence amplifying my technical skills. Well-being calls are the ones that pops in my mind whenever I think of the fun part. We play games, sing songs, ask riddles, and whatnot. It also helped in maintaining my bond with my classmates. Now, concluding it all up, remote learning will be one of the few things that I will reminisce in future. The leadership and partnership taught me long-standing lessons. I hope I have succeeded in conveying my experience and point of view. Thank you very much.
God bless you, Gurveer. It was nice listening to you. And I'm glad we came up to your expectations. As you rightly said, much above your expectations. We are honored, delighted, and this is a small part which we get from our children for performing well and coming up to the expectations. And it's your great teachers who would spend extra hours, 8 to 10 hours every day, leaving the family aside, leaving the personal interest aside when it came to preparing lessons for you. A path untreaded by each one of us, but a path so confidently now treaded by each one of us. So maybe it was Lord's blessing, maybe it was all your wishes, it was all the care and concern for our students which make us do the unbelievable actions which we have taken. And so we're thankful to God for being by our side and guiding us. And we're thankful to each one of you that you all appreciate and you all encourage us, At the end of the day, be it be teachers, be it be parents, be it be students, every human being needs a pat on the back and every human being needs a little encouragement. And your words are encouraging. Thank you and God bless you. Take care of yourself, son.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And I must say that you are the inspiration, you are the motivator who motivate always each one of us to work hard. Even each day we work hard more and more to satisfy our students, to give them each and every help, to extend all the help they need, ma'am. You are the only inspiration behind us. Now we will start with our question answer session. Yes, students were very, very excited to ask so many questions from ma'am. I request all the students to please raise your hand so that one by one we can call you. And I request Simarjit ma'am to please take over and start with question answers. Simarjit ma'am, please.
Good morning, ma'am. Himanshi Bete, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Good morning.
A very good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, dear.
Ma'am, I want to ask that how is your life changed during this pandemic as everything is virtual nowadays?
Earlier, I felt it was miserable. And then I felt, no, it's fantastic. How can I think so negative at all? And then there's no looking back. Connecting with you all, walking into every class was so interesting. I had never moved into all the classes so much as I did during the virtual learning. I remember initially when we was trying to settle down, I would go to any class at any time, which I had not done. So there my life changed. I would be speaking to all the teachers together, just as you have the well-being call. We also had the staff well-being call, and I would speak to every teacher, to all the teachers in the group together, finding out what the challenges were, what were the plus points, where we went wrong. That was a change in my administration style. Earlier, you would have a staff meeting. It could be, once a week, twice a week, some standing meeting. But now we were listening to each other. We were finding solutions when we were interacting with each other. Their life changed. Earlier, it was talking face to face, but today it's virtual. Again, life has changed, but life is still beautiful. The very fact that I'm alive, I'm breathing, I'm speaking, I'm well makes me go. I feel so good about it. And then I thank Lord, oh God, thank you very much. You've given me some more time, some more years perhaps, some where I can, render my services to the school. It's a passion. School, I just love from my heart. I love you all children. I love my teachers. I love my job. I just love it. And I'm so glad that I can, continue doing all this. So life has changed, but it's full of beautiful things and nice happenings. Thank you, dear.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now I request Paridhi to unmute yourself and ask your question, bete. Yes, Paridhi, bete, please speak.
There are,
Next,
yes,
maybe
there,
maybe she has
yes,
some network issue, ma'am.
it's all right,
Next,
but
next we have Charvi. Bete, Charvi, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Good morning, ma'am.
good morning.
My question is that what was your favorite moment or experience during your own education?
Ho 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 ho. They say school days are the best days. And I just recall, love every moment of the school time I spent in St. Joseph's Convent in Bhopal. I remember my class teachers, all of them. I remember the naughtiness. I remembered when we were late to the class. And I remember when we could get some firing, when we didn't do our homework. I remember when I was selected, actually they were selected as the head girl of the school. So many stories are related to head girl of St. Joseph's Convent, which was there in Bhopal, that's in Madhya Pradesh. So the entire school life is the best life of a person, you will realize this once you leave the school. Today, when I've left the school, maybe such a long time back, 30 years, 40 years back, but even today I remember it. That's the beauty of school life. That's the beauty of childhood days, So make the best use of your childhood days and the best use of your school days. Every moment you recall, you have your classmates still connecting with each other. We were little girls, 16 years, walking in our tunics and putting a tie, a badge, and a belt, and so on. But today we all grown up women. We're working somewhere, and we're still friends. So we have so many things in common which we love. So school days are the best days, and every moment is the best moment which is spent in school. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now I request Chanakya to unmute yourself and ask your question, bete.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Ma'am, I want to ask you from what inspired you to conduct remote learning classes?
I'll be very, very honest. As the mother of all the children, as the leader of the school, it becomes a responsibility that your team should be the best team. Every possible facility should be given to your team. So, and then, the best part was I'm so blessed to have great teachers who have a never say no attitude. It's all yes from the teachers. And when we found that China is facing challenges and their remote learning has started, and your faces came in front of our eyes. इन बच्चों का तो ध्यान रखना है, इनके लिए तो पढ़ाई बंद नहीं होनी चाहिए. Lockdown, yes, but no lockdown for learning was what motivated us. एंड व्हेन आई वुड टॉक टू द टीचर्स, हम ऐसा कर सकते हैं ना, हम लोग पढ़ा लेंगे ना, हमारी रिमोट लर्निंग हो जाएगी. I remember every teacher in single voice would say, yes, ma'am, we can do it. And that was my inspiration. Your faces and the strength of my team was the inspiration. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now I request Sangeeta to unmute yourself and ask your question.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, dear.
Ma'am, I want to ask who was your favorite teacher and which subject was your favorite in your school days?
No, actually, I loved maths. Mrs. Varghese was my class teacher. She was a short lady who would wear saris, and her husband was working in BHEL, that's Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited in Bhopal. And she would teach maths very, very nicely. She was very dedicated. She would give compliments to us. And that's the reason why, great teachers make you follow their path. If you have a good, if you're loving a particular subject, that means you're liking that teacher. So maybe because of her, I went in for mathematics in my graduation level and went in for physics in my post graduation. So maths and science were great for me. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, we have Tamanna. Tamanna, bete, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Good morning, ma'am. I want to ask that what motivated you to become a school principal?
Yeah, that's an inner motivation. In the sense, bete, sometimes, you're born with a particular quality, and that's your parents' genes or something. That's your how you're brought up and how you grow up. So being the head girl of the school, and then head girl is the top. It was a girls' convent, so the head girl of the school, and then graduation. It was BSc with non-medical subjects, and there the president of the students' union, and then MSc physics. I somehow it was, you always have to reach the top of the ladder, and that's what I want you all to do in your life. So if I became a teacher, and it was by choice and by passion, always wanted to be a leader, to be a principal of a school, so that all ideas which come in my mind, they could be actually put into practice. And that somehow inborn, somehow passion to lead, somehow wanted to bring a change in the system of education, how we learn, and somehow lending the ears कि बच्चे की बात भी सुननी होती है, हम बच्चे की बात नहीं सुनते, bringing that culture in a school which is there in our school, which is not in every school, where we don't listen to the child and we just say कि बस तुम मत बोलो हम बोलेंगे type of things. So anyway, maybe I was born to be like that, and since teaching was my passion, and I became a teacher, and the top rung of the ladder in this case is becoming a principal, so I reached to the top. Now, I request each one of you, whatever profession you choose, आपकी आंखों के सामने वो आखिरी rung of the ladder होना चाहिए कि one day if you get into anything, you have to reach the top. So if you join a multinational company, you have to imagine and visualize that one day you will become the CEO of the company. You've joined as a scientist. आपके दिमाग में ये होना चाहिए कि one day I'll be the top scientist of this company. You join as a doctor. आपकी vision होनी चाहिए कि one day I'll be the medical officer of this particular hospital. आप hotel management में गए, one day I might own a hotel. Your thought, your desire, your dreams ultimate होनी चाहिए. नीचे से ऊपर जाते हैं, you don't have lifts कि नीचे से एकदम ऊपर lift में चढ़ के बहुत आगे बढ़ गए. Everything has to be taken step by step, but your vision should be very, very far away and higher, and you should reach to that particular vision. उसके लिए मेहनत करनी पड़ती है, मेहनत कीजिए. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next, we have Navleen. Navleen, bete, please unmute yourself and ask your
Good
question.
morning, ma'am.
Good morning, dear.
Ma'am, I want to ask from you, can you please share your experience how you become a principal?
बेटा प्रिंसिपल बनने के लिए ना सबसे पहले you have to do B.Ed. If you want to be a teacher, you have to do some graduation and post graduation, right? After doing that, this thing, you have to go and do your degree in education, which is known as B.Ed, B and ED education. So once you do it, you have to become a teacher. And then you need at least 5 years of teaching 11th and 12th, the senior classes, to become a principal. First of all, it is the qualification and then a will to become a principal, and then you become a principal. So you really, really have to work hard. Principalship is all about responsibility. Principalship is all about caring. Principalship is all about leading in difficult times, tough times, easy times. That's being a principal. So you qualify, you work hard, and then you become a principal. Not easy, but even not difficult. Anybody can become a principal who really, really wants to be. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now I request Aman to unmute yourself and ask you a question.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, dear.
Ma'am, I want to ask, what was your favorite moment during this remote learning?
2nd April 2020 was my favorite moment. That time, the dreams which we had, dreamt together, the entire staff dreamt together. On that 2nd of April, we actually started remote learning. That was the favorite moment. And then there was no looking back. Ek baar chal pade to chalte rahe. That's the favorite moment. Thank you.
Now I request Parveen to unmute yourself and ask you a question.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, dear.
I want to ask a question that in terms of time and work, are your overall expectations the same as or different from a traditional school?
Actually, I missed your question. You need to repeat it, please. Traditional school I followed, expectations I followed, but what was it? Once again, please.
In in terms of time and work, are your overall expectations the same as or different from the schools previously traditional?
Okay, so I believe your question is that what was expected in a traditional school? Are we expecting the same thing in a remote learning time? Am I right? Say yes or no. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you can't compare two different situations, right? The expectations in a face-to-face school and classroom are different, and of course in a remote learning are different. But expectations are always high. And expectations are for your students' well-being, for your teachers' well-being, for your school's growth, for your students' journey, for your students' learning. Expectations, the purpose and the maqsad as we call it, वो सेम होता है कि बच्चे अच्छे से पढ़ जाएं. That is the maqsad. In both the cases it was just the same, and in both the cases we tried a level best, and I feel we have done a very good job when it came to remote learning, much better than everybody else in the city of Phagwara and in many other metropolitan cities also. So the expectations were high, and I think we have achieved all those expectations. God bless the teachers and God bless you for being part of this learning journey. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Now we have Damanjot Singh. Damanjot Pete, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, dear.
Ma'am, I want to ask from you, how do you manage to interact with all teachers in tough time?
Oh, it's very simple, It's much, much, much easier and better. See, the way you have the well-being call, everybody joins in. And so we have, that's the way we connect. So together during the well-being calls, if it is, if I have to interact with my office people, if we have to write something, we have to see some calculations, I have to check everything, it is again a Teams call. We have a separate group for school office. We have a separate group for coordinators. If I want to have a short meeting with all the coordinators, again, a Teams group of coordinators. If it is entire staff, it is the entire staff. If I want to connect with the sevadars of the school, ki kya haal hai beta, aap log theek ho, I don't go to the school, even I am working remotely. So at that particular time, unse bhi baat ho jati hai. So the social distance is there, the physical distance is there, lekin connection is that's the same, many times better also. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
God bless.
Now we have Paridhi. Paridhi, bete, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Ma'am, my question is that what were the challenges you faced in your childhood as a student and how did you fight with those challenges?
Beta, childhood was all right. I don't remember much, but when I grew up and I finished my studies, I wanted to be a scientist and go to Bangalore and become a scientist over there, a research fellow. But my father said, "You are a girl, you're not going alone there." That was many, many years back, 50 years back, 55 years back. That was one thing where I found, where I felt a little sad. So then my plan B was to become a teacher, and then there I was working as a teacher. So challenges during childhood were not many. I just remember the happy moments of my life. I don't remember anything else. वक्त भी बहुत गुजर गया है, लेकिन अच्छी अच्छी यादें बहुत सारी याद हैं. स्कूल में तो नॉटी होते थे, बहुत शैतानियाँ करते थे, जैसे आप लोग भी करते हो. I was we played a lot. We did everything any not young girl or a boy would do it. जैसे आप शैतानियाँ करते, सब शैतानियाँ करेंगे, लेकिन पढ़ाई भी बहुत करी थी. हेड गर्ल भी बने थे, ध्यान भी रखते थे colleagues. Everything we would do. So those were beautiful moments. All right. I've told you when I grew up, I wanted to go into a different field initially. And then when my father said, nothing doing, I filled up a form. I was called for an interview sort of thing to join that research center. But जब उन्होंने मना कर दिया तो फिर हम लोग सुनते थे बहुत parents का. We are 6 sisters and 1 brother. तो वो नहीं चाहते थे कि उनकी लड़कियां दूर जाएं. He was such a concerned father. He's in heaven and must be smiling from there. But then that's life, you do so much for yourself, you do so much for your family, you do so much for your parents. ये सीखिए इनसे. अब किसी से कम तो नहीं है ना. वहां नहीं जिम्मेवारी निभा रहे, वहां टॉप साइंटिस्ट नहीं बने, तो यहाँ एजुकेशन में तो सब कुछ कर रहे हैं आप सबके लिए, फाउंडेशन बना रहे हैं. So, or moreover, God has a place for everybody. सबके लिए डेस्टिनी होती है, इसने ये करना है. At the end of the day, you believe all this. I'm very, very thankful I came into the field of education where I could, stoop down to conquer the hearts of little children. जब kindergarten के बच्चों से हम झुक के मिलते हैं, हम उनके दिल जीत लेते हैं. वो शायद साइंटिस्ट बन के कभी नहीं होता. So अच्छा लगता है बच्चों के साथ रह के. You always feel young. आप टीन्स के साथ रह के, ये 16, 17, 16, 17, 18 के साथ रह के ऐसा लगता है कि हम भी यंग हैं एट हार्ट. हमारे बचपन याद आ जाते हैं, सब कुछ याद. सो इट्स वंडरफुल टू बी इन द टीचिंग प्रोफेशन. दैट्स व्हाट आई हैव कम टू द कंक्लूजन. ऑलराइट, थैंक यू. यू ऑल मेक मी सेंटिमेंटल बाय आस्किंग सच लवली क्वेश्चंस.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm so much motivated from your words.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
Now I request Nazia to unmute yourself and ask your question.
You know what? I've decided to take a sip of my tea. अब मैं चाय भी पी रही हूँ साथ में. Otherwise ठंडी हो जाएगी. Come on. Yes, ask a question, Nazia.
Nazia, bete, please unmute yourself.
Good morning, ma'am.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, Nazia. Some issues. She's connecting, disconnecting.
Ma'am, my question is that.
Yes. Yes, Nazia, your question is.
Bete, you are on mute, Nazia. Please unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am. My question is that, ma'am, what is your experience during your school life?
Lovely experience. I wish school days would come again for me. होता नहीं है ना reality में. You can never become a kid again. But the entire school days which I spent, I always remember. And even now when I go to Bhopal, I go to my school and I just love being there. वहाँ खड़े होके सोचते हैं, यहाँ पे we would do this. यहाँ खड़े होके हम ऐसा करते थे. Recess के time we would do this. So सब यादें आती हैं whenever I go to Bhopal and then I'm there. So everything was good in childhood. Thank you. Even everything would be good in your childhood also. I'm sure you'll remember when you grow up. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we have Dia. Dia, bete, please unmute yourself and ask your question. Dia.
Morning, ma'am.
Good morning, dear.
Ma'am, my question is that in this going time, how can we able to keep our mindset towards positivity?
Simple, very simple question. And a simple answer too. Positivity is our choice. हमने छलांग लगानी है कि हमने गड्ढे में कूदना है, ये मेरा डिसीजन है. हमने पॉजिटिव होना है या हमने सैड रहना है, हमने रोते रहना है, वो मेरा डिसीजन है. मैं खुश रहूंगी, ये मेरा डिसीजन है. मुझे सब इनकरेज नहीं करते, कोई बात नहीं, मैंने अपना हाथ लेना है और पीछे शाबाशी करनी है. आई एम गोइंग टू स्टे हैप्पी. आई एम गोइंग टू बी आई एम गोइंग टू डू वेल इन माई लाइफ. आई एम गोइंग टू स्टडी हार्ड. शाबाश शाबाश. Keep on giving a pat on your back yourself. Keep on talking to you. Keep telling your brain मैंने खुश रहना है. Put positive quotes on the wall, which is there right in front of your study table. और put it on the cupboard. आपके जहाँ कपड़े रखे हुए उसके दरवाजे उस पर लगा दीजिए. आप दरवाजे पे अच्छी quotes लेके लगा दीजिए and keep on reading those quotes and say, I am going to be a strong girl, I'm going to be a strong boy, I'm going to keep happy. मैंने अपना हौसला बुलंद रखना है. और कभी-कभी अपने आप से बात भी कीजिए. You know, मन में बात कीजिए. I'm going to be very strong. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Positive assertions are important in life. हमारा दिमाग वही करता है जो हम उससे कहते हैं. If I keep telling my brains, it's a sad day, it's a boring day, I don't like life, I am upset, दिमाग कहेगा हाँ ये तुम पक्का upset हो. But if you keep telling a brain, then what happens? COVID हो गया. Then what happens? आज बारिश हो रही है, बाहर झांक नहीं सकते, walk नहीं कर सकते. Then what happens? ये कुछ problem आ गई है. I'm going to bounce higher. So every time we fall, we need to bounce higher. हम गिर जाएं तो ऊंची छलांग के साथ दोबारा जिंदगी जीनी होती है. कोविड आ गया तो आ गया, लेकिन अब हम अच्छे से जिएंगे. Your happiness is in your hands. Your happiness is in your thoughts and your happiness in your mind. So plan out, give a pat on your back and read positive things and write some wonderful quotes. Put it on your table, put it on the wall, put it on the door where your room is, put it on the cupboard. Do whatever you want. पर अपनी खुशी के लिए खुद जिम्मेवार होइए, अपने मूड्स के लिए खुद जिम्मेवार होइए. किसी के पास दुनिया में टाइम नहीं है आपका ध्यान रखने के लिए. अपना ध्यान खुद रखो. That's what life is and that's what you have to do. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Last but not the least, now we have Vinay. Vinay, bete, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Good morning, ma'am.
Hi, good morning.
I want to ask, how do you motivate teachers to work hard for us while they are at home?
बच्चे जैसे अभी आपको कर रहे हैं ना कि give a pat on your back, शाबाश, अपना दिन अच्छा खुद बनाना है. That's the way I talk to my teachers also. Beloved teachers, बहुत प्यारे हैं मुझे सारे teachers. I just love them a lot. और किसी को पता हो कि उसको कोई प्यार करता है तो उसके वैसे ही रिलेशनशिप बहुत अच्छी होती है और वैसे ही हौसले बुलंद रहते हैं. If you know that your teacher loves you, you feel so happy. Alright? If you know that your principal loves you, तो भी आप खुश रहते हैं. ऐसे ही हम लोग एक दूसरे को प्यार करते रहेंगे तो खुश रहेंगे. और टीचर्स के साथ encouragement is very important. आपको encourage करते हैं तो आप कितना खुश होते हैं. ऐसे सब जगह encouragement important होता है बेटे. Compliments, अगर कोई अच्छा काम कर रहा है उसको शाबाशी देना. आप भी तो ढूंढते हो ना कि मेरे आज टीचर ने कह दिया वेरी गुड. ऐसा ही होता है. बस यही तरीका सब जगह होता है. परिवार में आपने कोई अच्छा काम किया, आपके पापा कह दें शाबाश बेटा आप तुमने आज दिल खुश कर दिया, आप कितने खुश हो जाते हो. बस ऐसे ही इंकरेजमेंट देना होता है. जैसे घर में मम्मी पापा देते हैं, स्कूल में टीचर आपको देते हैं, वैसे ही प्रिंसिपल अपने टीचर्स को देती है. एक ही तो टीम है. सो दैट वाज अ लॉन्ग सेशन एंड अ लवली सेशन.
धन्यवाद प्रिंसिपल मैम. आपने अपना बहुमूल्य समय हमारी 9वीं कक्षा के विद्यार्थियों को और अध्यापकों को प्रदान किया। हम सबको आपका बहुत बहुमूल्य समय, प्रेरणा व सानिध्य प्राप्त हुआ। इसके लिए हम सभी आपके बहुत आभारी हैं मैम। आपको बहुत धन्यवाद करते हैं क्योंकि आप हमेशा से ही हम सबके लिए प्रेरणा स्रोत रही। आपके द्वारा कहे गए अमूल्य शब्द हमें व हमारे सभी छात्र छात्राओं को जीवन में आगे बढ़ाने में सहायक होंगे मैम। ये कहना किसी भी प्रकार से अतिशयोक्ति नहीं है। आपका बहुत बहुत आभार मैम। धन्यवाद मैम।
So thank you, Shafalika. Thank you, Shrimanji. Thank you, Tanuja. And above all, thanks to the wonderful coordinator who works in a beautiful team which was displayed today. Thank you, Vibha, and thank you to all the students who were there, put up their questions and shared their experiences. And all the best in life. Do great things in your life. You are made to be the best. You're the best institution, and you need to fly high. Keep flying high. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am.